Now that we've curated a view in Nextdrain that we'd like to share or embed inside a narrative, we need a place to host this narrative information. To do this, we can go to a new tab on github.com, and we can use this Nextdrain organization's repository called Nextdrain Narratives Demo. You'll notice that this is a template repository, so you can click this button to create a copy of the repository to use in your own account. We can do this now, and in this case, I'm going to create a repository called Nextdrain Narratives Demo. It's important that we call this repository the same name as the one that we're copying for the purpose of this demonstration. We'll create a brief description here, demonstration of Nextdrain Narratives, and then we'll leave the remainder of these options as the defaults. It's important that this repository remain public, so nextdrain.org can pull content from the repository when you try to access the URL for the narrative. We'll click Create Repository, and this process will take a few seconds. When it's done, we'll have a copy of the original repository with a README file, an empty figures directory, and a narratives directory with a single narrative in it. You'll notice there's a link at the bottom of the README that links to how to view this narrative, but this link is the link for the Nextdrain narrative. You'll notice that this is a link for nextdrain.org/community/narratives, and everything that follows that bit of the URL sources from GitHub. For example, this Nextdrain part refers to a user or organization account. The next part here, Nextdrain Narratives Demo, refers to the repository, and the @main part refers to the branch main within that repository. The remainder of the URL here refers to a specific narrative that lives within this narratives directory. So for this link to work to serve up your narrative that you'll be writing, you need to edit the README file and replace the Nextdrain user with your own user. So we'll click Edit, and we'll modify this URL, deleting the Nextdrain user, and in this case I'll put in my own username. If you like, you can preview to see that your changes look the way you want, and then you can click Commit Changes to save them. After saving these changes, you can open this URL in a new tab to confirm that it will serve the narrative that you'll be working on in this repository. Here's that narrative. It has a single slide, and we'll be adding more to that next.